Hi, I'm Faye Brennan from YourTango.com, and today I'm here with sex expert Dr. Laura Berman, who's the host of In the Bedroom on the OWN network. And so you've been in the industry for 20 years helping couples. What is the #1 complaint that couples have when it comes to their sex lives?
Well, I mean, I think the most common issue is uneven desire. One wants it more than the other one doesn't want it at all. But I think the second most common is, especially in a long-term relationship, is that things just kind of get stale, you know, and predictable, and there's sort of a routine, and people start to struggle with interest because of that.
Definitely. And also there's so many like buzzkills, like, okay, when you're getting in the mood, sometimes you have to stop and be like, all right, what birth control are we going to use? Or the baby's crying in the other room, or the cell phone's ringing. Like, how do you overcome those obstacles?
And what you're talking about is really protecting the opportunity for spontaneity, right? So that does mean putting a lock on your door if you have children, period. And that's what monitors are for. I don't care if they're small. You can hear them on the monitor. And using the lock, you know, and also carving out that time for each other and making it technology-free time. But it's also simple things like birth control. Like you said, you know, most of us were just put on birth control ages ago by our doctor, just did what they said and haven't questioned it. And at different stages in life, we have different needs. We all have different lifestyles, different personalities. For some of us, the hormonal birth control isn't a good fit, you know, and then we think, okay, all we have is condoms or diaphragms, which is not great for the spontaneity. But there's something called Iuc, Intrauterine Contraceptives, and there's one called Paragard, which is hormone-free.
Okay.
It's 99% effective, and once it's in, it lasts up to 10 years.
Really?
But whether or not you've had children before, you may have had children, you may not have, you can take it out at any time and return back to the same place you would have been fertility-wise.
That's perfect.
After taking it out. So it's a really good option, especially if you're in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah. And it's not like you have to take it out or...
No, once it's in until you want to take it out.
Okay. And do you need a doctor to do that?
Yeah, you definitely have to talk to your doctor about it, and your doctor would be the one.
But that's good, because I just know that, like, it gets awkward when you have to stop to do that. So just to not be able to think about it or take the pill every day.
Or have to remember something every day.
Absolutely. So what are some of the most common tips that you give to anyone who's like, ugh, our sex life is kind of awful, like, I need to spice it up and I need to keep it spicy?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think novelty is very important in a long-term relationship, and the main thing is not to judge yourself or your partner, because we all go through ebbs and flows. We all get busy, distracted, complacent. You know, I always tell people that, you know, think of your relationship as a car on the road, you know, and the natural course of any relationship, just because you get distracted, is to take your hands off the wheel. You know, when you take your hands off the wheel of the car, it starts to kind of veer off course and off course and off course. And the key is just getting it back on course, noticing when you're off and getting it back to center. And so, you know, part of that means keeping your emotional connection strong, because that really helps your sexual connection, especially for women, but also keeping the spice, as you say, alive. And so that means being really open with each other, exploring fantasies. I have this little thing I do with couples where I have them create a fantasy box where they write down all the things they'd love to act out with each other. You know, you're not sharing fantasies, you have but you're sharing things you'd like to do with each other, and you make a premise. We're not going to judge each other. You know, I may not want to do everything that's, you know, on your little slips of paper, but we'll find a happy medium. Like, maybe you want to have sex in a public place, and I would never do that, but I might do it on our back porch, and maybe the neighbors could see us.
So
but you compromise a little bit, and you find a happy medium. But you know, you write them all down, put them in a box, and from time to time, just take one out. Or just simple things, even just changing the location, not always in the bedroom, or experimenting with different positions. I'll give you a copy of my new book. It's called Loving Sex, and it has all sorts. I mean, that's the whole book, is techniques on kind of spicing it up.